Welcome to Chalk and Cheese Podcast. One DJ, podcast, one comedian, and two other guys. Chalk and Cheese. Come on. Begging it. Quickly though, do you think Danny Baker was fired because it was a racist remark or because it was about Archie?
I believe it was inappropriate. I believe it was disgusting.
I think it was about Archie.
That whole thing. You can't be a BBC presenter and put out something of that nature.
Yeah, but it's about Archie. No. The question is, was it because it was a normal? Was it because it was a royal baby, or was it about?
So it's not about. So I'm asking.
I think it's because it was a royal baby.
Explain it. So explain the.
Yes, if those who don't know, that he tweeted a picture with a man and a woman holding a monkey dressed up in a suit, and wrote the caption. The royal baby leaving the hospital.
Now this is Danny Baker,
like from BBC Radio presenter.
Yeah. He's been doing his thing for years.
At the end of the day, he should know better. And at the end of the day, I don't care what anyone has to say. Regardless if it was Danny Baker, it could have been Charlie Sloth, it could have been anybody, who put that up in power. You can't be in power and do that. To me, that's epitomizing of racism. That's not even a joke. It wasn't a joke meme. It was an old school picture of two white people and a monkey in a suit. You're basically calling the royal baby a monkey in a suit.
Yes.
You're also calling a black person a monkey. So that's another racist connotation. On top of that.
But I'm asking, do you think that look, Danny Baker's put this out on his Twitter. It's gone mad. He's now been fired.
Good.
Of course he deserves to be fired. But my question is
it because
he done it's racism, or it's because it was at the royal family?
Then again, the way the world is so PC now, I think if he done it with anything, they would have fired him. And it's just so BBC can save their name. I think
he could have done that by celebrity. He could have been a celebrity.
I think it's because of the way BBC is now, and they're very hot on this racism thing.
Lord Sugar wasn't fired.
For what?
It could have been the fact. Maybe
Lord Sugar put a picture of the football team.
Yeah,
I said I recognize these guys from the beach
because he's money talks.
But if he did it about the royal baby, would he be fired?
No.
Fired from what?
It's true.
The BBC.
Who?
Alan Sugar put a racist picture.
What does he do on the BBC?
Apprentice.
Yeah, but he wouldn't get fired. He didn't just cancel him show.
He didn't do that. Danny Baker tweeted it.
I know what you mean.
It's the same thing. Danny Baker tweeted it, I believe, whilst on his show. That's why it was also apparent, because it wasn't just. You got to remember, it's not just.
Is that a fact?
No, I'm just saying. I said I believe he did it whilst he's on his show. So I'm not saying. At the end of the day, you got to remember.
That's why it's a Sunday show.
At the end of the day, like I'm saying to you, and at the same time, it's the royal baby who has just been born, who hasn't done. There is no negative press that you can put out. There is not. That there was a racist tweet. Point blank, regardless if it's the royal family or the royal family from Peckham, but doesn't matter.
The question is it because it's a royal baby, or I think
it's because of the royal baby, and I believe because of racist. Open racism.
Both. I think it's both. I think
it's both.
The royal family, the fact that it's part of the royal family, speeded up the process of it.
Yes,
because there's been situations where things have dragged out and not happened. I try to remember, because even there was one recently, and it's only now. I wish we did know. There was some racist man did something, and it's only the man who did the Grenfell Tower burning thing. I think it's only now he's getting a court date or being sentenced or something. When it happened how long ago? But because it was the royal family, something like that speeded up real quick.
You remember the baby's not even the baby wasn't even a week old, bruv.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not. Listen, bro,
it is. Well, so
nobody can tell me like I felt like I wanted to punch the man in his face. Yeah. But what I'm saying is,
both
have we got justice because he is like, if you call it justice, him being fired, is it justice because he was racist publicly and he's got a big platform, or is it because it was about the royal baby and therefore the backlash isn't actually about him being racist? It's more so about the fact that he was disrespectful to the royal baby.
It's racism.
The reason I say that is because, as I said, Lord Sugar was openly racist in the same form of a tweet and wasn't fired, or they didn't cancel his show or didn't do anything.
I'll give you an example. They sacked a commentator because he called up one of the black players on while commentator. He said something about one of the black players over there, and everybody heard it and got sacked from.
Yeah, but he done that whilst at work. That's
One thing as well.
This guy Danny Baker did this in his private time.
Can I
and
ask you?
Fired for bringing the.
Can I ask you a
Yeah,
question
because what you
as
have to
well?
understand is one second. What you have to understand is with the BBC is they had to do it. They had no choice. Whether it was royal family or not, a racist. They know it's
But
racist.
Alan
they
Sugar,
had to do
that's
it.
why-
This is
Yeah,
why.
that's why-
When did
that's
he do it?
why-
When did he
No,
do it?
but
Like, it doesn't matter
during
when.
the World
obviously-
Cup. During the World Cup, it got tweeted a picture of
The glasses.
He tweeted a picture of a black team. I think it might have been Senegal.
Yeah, Senegal.
And said, "These guys, I recognize them from Marbella Beach. They're multitasking. So they're playing football, but they're out there selling sunglasses. Not like the guy in the video that you the other day.
They all had
The difference
sunglasses
between
on
Alan
as well.
Sugar and Danny Baker is this: Alan Sugar has multiple businesses and multiple.
But also,
TV shows.
can I ask you?
Wait, sorry.
Yeah.
He has multiple businesses and TV shows and whatever. And on top of that, in balancing, Danny Baker is only bread and butter is the BBC. So when now Danny Baker goes onto his radio show on Monday or whatever day his radio show is, the backlash they're going to receive. You got to remember, Ofcom and everyone got involved in it straight away. So you got to remember, like the BBC got complaints, straight away. Then now he's got to be reprimanded. But
if Alan Sugar did it,
Well,
the Royal Baby,
now,
would he be
now,
fired?
this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. Is it also about the level of racism as well?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna ask.
Because
is it different?
Yeah, Alan Sugar might have been racist, but it was very discreet. Like, he was racist, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as harsh as Danny Baker's style of racism. Like, we've seen a fucking monkey and two youths and saying da-da-da. If Alan Sugar had done that, I probably think he'll be sacked as well.
Yeah, that just there goes to him.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
That's what
but
I
I was
think
gonna
it's
ask
the
that.
level.
it's the picture,
the level of racism.
So the
the
fact of
level
him having
of
businesses and
disrespect.
No,
You
the fact
basically
of-
called the baby a monkey.
Yeah, but
bro.
what I said with the Alan Sugar situation is, I don't think it's not to do with his business. I think what he said is, I was gonna ask, do you feel like there could be there's like blatant, straight, hardcore racism, and then there's that under the radar one where that's very close to racism.
Because no one can't
Because
even
what you just
really
explained to
remember
me,
Alan Sugar's.
No, I didn't remember it, and I remember seeing it now when you're saying it. But when you're saying it to me, I'm visually thinking into it and being like, all right, so I can see how that one snuck under the radar.
Yeah,
because
it was a silent rule.
it's not like he used like I guarantee if he had monkeys in football kits and say this looks like the Senegal, he'd be gone.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? And he'd face a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
Companies would, his stocks, everything. Trust me.
Do you think that Danny Baker's been fired or just been paid off neatly?
No, fired.
Fired.
Him Instagram gets shut down. I even mig up on him Instagram and me type in the job center number and say, yo, you're gonna need this, I mean, like,
Yeah, but do you not think that he's been like just paid off? Like,
No.
why do you say that?
Because
Yeah,
you have to remember, you have to realize, you see
They
these
just pulled him
people.
and said, "Look,
Danny
Danny."
Baker has been on the BBC for about 20 years, I believe. That's right. He's also been one of the top presenters of the 80s and 90s. He's not a guy who's not been around the block, So for the sheer fact you had the audacity to put it out there, like,
Yeah, I get that,
you're
but what I'm
promoting-
asking
and-
is,
and
why
you
do you
put-
think that the BBC haven't just said
they had to?
No, why do you think they just haven't said? Listen to my question. I'm the BBC. You're Danny Baker. Listen, bruv, you've just fucked up. It's hot out here. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pay you for a year, but I'm gonna say I sacked you. You go and live good. You're nice, but you fucked up.
reason why I don't believe
So
that.
that's what I'm asking. Have they done that,
No,
or do you think they fired him
No,
like a normal?
It's a normal
we can't
fire.
say yes and we can't say no, because we don't really know
Of
the ins
course.
and outs. My reason for saying no, and what I would believe the reason would be for me to say that, is they couldn't do that because over time, over the years, like BBC has become very they're getting very diverse. They're giving a lot more radio channels, and they're bringing a lot more diversity onto their
cultures,
platforms and that, you know what I mean? So if something like that happen, it would get leaked out, and the BBC, I don't feel, would risk that. Remember, BBC prides itself on being British channel.
Them man, you can give them that and they sign a clause like that.
No, but but the thing about it is, it get around, man. Trust me.
I personally think that they done it. I think that that's the kind of thing that they would do.
But why would they pay him? It's easy to sack him. The only reason why you pay someone off is probably sometimes you think, oh, it might be counter to this, it might be a backlash, blah blah. Let's get him out smoothly. This is too easy. It's an easy thing. You're gone, bruv. And what can you do in return?
Because no,
you've got to remember, he's brought the BBC what do they call it? Into disrepute. You got to remember, bringing a big brand like that. Remember, BBC have gone through enough of this kind of drama, you know.
That. But what I'm saying is, if you worked in Tesco's for 15 years and you fucked up, they might look after you.
No, they don't have to.
No, listen. I know they don't have to, but
they might.
Listen, if you worked in my company, and I got on with you for 20 years and you fucked up and you got to go, I might look after you. So I might give you a wicked pension. Do you know what I'm saying? I might. But so the reason I'm saying it is because BBC have done so much questionable things in the past.
Yep.
So I don't see that the organisation has changed, but their PR is different. So we got to sack Danny Baker. Boom, big headlines. Boom, boom, boom. But Danny Baker's nice.
But it might. That's my opinion. But for the turnover of how everything happened, because it happened. I don't know when he tweeted, but it happened. Then by the time I've seen it and check, he's sacked. Yeah. You understand? It happened all in the space of a couple of days.
When the guy that used to do Top Gear, what's his name? Jeremy Clarkson. When he was racist, they didn't sack him. They sacked him for thumping someone down.
Yeah.
They don't want to get rid of Jeremy. They don't want to get rid of him.
But you also remember, you got to remember with that situation with Jeremy Clarkson was totally different, and it was totally different because I can't remember the exact words or whatever he used, but
the word nigger.
When and then
he used the word nigger.
Yeah, but
he was talking off air to someone, and he was.
But that's my point. With this, it was a case of it's a he said, she said scenario.
Bro, they recorded him.
No. Let me finish.
He's on record.
Let me finish, Ceesix. Let me finish. You see, with that situation, there are so many things Jamie Clarkson can argue with on that. They can say there are people that could have dubbed his voice, done this, done that. There's so many things he could have argued with that, which is why they didn't fire it.
That's not the reason.
But in the same breath, he done something else and they fired it. But
they fired it because he thumped down someone.
But that's what I'm trying to say to you. So what I'm trying to say to you is, with this situation, not only have you mocked the royal family, you've also mocked a child.
They don't care about that, man. No,
people do. If you mock a child, it's just like the guy, Frankie Boyle, I think his name is, comedian. When he mocked Jordan's son, he mocked Jordan's son, I think it was live at the Apollo. Have you seen Frankie Boyle on TV since? Have you seen Frankie Boyle?
Has he done a Netflix special?
No, Netflix. I said TV. Have you seen him on a Channel 4 show? Have you seen him on you don't see him on those shows anymore. You don't see him in the BBC show.
It's not because of that.
No,
Frankie
but
Frankie Boy's done a lot of things.
But that's what I'm saying. But he actually did so many jokes about Jordan's son. Being disabled and black and this and that.
Crazy.
Like, you got to remember those things when you target a child.
I feel like you're justifying the BBC, bro.
I'm not justifying.
You're saying that. You're saying
how am I justifying the BBC?
Because you're saying that it's. Well, Jeremy Kyle, what's his name? Jeremy Clarkson.
I don't know.
You're saying that his racism is less racist, and Alan Sugar's racism is less racist. But racism is racism, and these guys are big, powerful people being racist and being allowed to stay on the BBC. So I think the BBC definitely give him a fucking backhand.
Ceesix, listen to what I said.
Like, why not? I
said to you, I don't know enough about the Jeremy Clarkson situation, and I also said, even though they may have recorded his voice, there's so many things he could have said to dispute that situation, whereas this is something that you cannot dispute.
Why? You say someone else tweeted? I didn't tweet that. Right, someone's hacked my account. I'm just saying, if you want to, defense is defense. You can defense all you want.
I'm hearing what you're saying.
How many times have you been caught and said, "Well, I mean,"
yeah, but the difference is, it's gonna they will look at timeline and say, so you didn't tweet that 5 minutes before, you didn't tweet this 2 minutes before,
but they can't say that's your voice.
But that's what I'm trying to say is, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, you know. I'm just saying to you,
don't do it.
What Danny Baker has done, he has not just he's not just been racist to the royal family, he's been racist to a child, bro.
And he's been sacked.
I don't think it's about who he's been racist to.
Of course it
is. I don't think it's because it's a child. It's the royal child.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I just said. I just said
you
that.
Said a child.
I
think even
you said.
I don't just say.
You said
it's because he was racist towards the royal family and The child.
You said and a child, and then you went
No,
and
I
talked
said-
about
but you
Jordan
know what I meant.
and a child.
I
and
didn't
saying
say-
that
I
you
just-
can't be rude about
Ceesix,
children.
Ceesix,
That's what. Hold on.
Ceesix, you
Why-
have to listen.
Why did you?
I just
hold
said
on.
before
Why
after
did you
the Jordan
mention-
thing.
Why did you mention Jordan's child?
Because I said.
Because you're speaking about children and that you cannot be rude to children.
gosh.
But they don't give a fuck. They go and they don't care.
Okay.
They don't care.
All right.
They don't care. But they don't really care.
Yo,
I'll leave it as that.
listen, the way it come down to is the man got sacked
Exactly.
for being racist, and I don't believe it's just because of the right child, but I feel that helped speed it up the process. Whether them get PR or not, I doubt it.
And it was
but
also the level of racism
it's
that he
very
came
high.
at.
It's very high. Well,
It
you
was-
know,
And I used to like Danny Baker. You know?
Is it?
Yeah,
You know,
like-
that's why you're angry.
I didn't even know.
No,
him
no,
until he
I
got
don't
sacked.
not like.
No, some don't even know.
Not like
Maybe
a
for him,
fan.
but
I never
wasn't a
heard of
fan,
him
but
until-
he's got a character that I didn't mind.
Oh,
what I'm saying?
I never heard of him until yesterday.
There's a few people that like Les Dennis. I don't mind them. You know, like there's a few
There are a
characters.
few, yeah.
I just don't mind them.
Right.
So he was someone that was all right,
Yeah.
and he did. I swear he's bracking up, man. Brack up that blows and skirt.
Yeah, no. Them man, they've always been racist, obviously, because that he wouldn't come out with some fuckeries like that, because that was a high level of racism there, boy.
This your boy Dizzle Comedian. You've been watching Chalk and Cheese podcast. Stay tuned to next week. It's the best thing ever. Thank you.